The one hard thing when you are selling the IT services like software development to find the right prospect who actively looking for your services, that is quite hard, right? But you can make it simple by following the intent signals, and that's what we are going to discuss in today with our guest Sneh, who have more than 5 years of experience in IT services and SaaS sales. So please welcome our guest Sneh. She is currently selling few SaaS and IT services. Hey, Sneh, welcome to our podcast and in Decode Tech Sales. How are you?
Hi, Tarun. Firstly, thank you for inviting me to this podcast. And what you are doing is such a great initiative. Like, I hope at my time I might have found such kind of videos and tutorials like you are doing. So that is a very great opportunity for me, and so that I can encourage the next generation who are landing into this lead generation and business development career. So they will learn like how and when and like what will be the best way to start.
Thank you so much, Sneh, for the kind words. Yes, that's why we started this podcast to help the upcoming SDS videos, so that like what we were not able to find at our time about the resources, the right resources who can help us actually to how to bring the clients in the tax sales. And that's why I started this podcast. Let's see if we can help our audience anyway for these reasons. So apart from this, Sneh, before we move forward, I just want to know that about your career and how you started into the tech sales basically. Can you please explain me a bit about that?
Yeah, so my career was started in the COVID period itself. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was part from the college and then I wanted to have a job to support my family basically at that time. So I was not aware about this field earlier, like the lead generation. When I was interviewed, the recruiter just asked me, "You use LinkedIn or not?" So I just because at that time I was using it as just like other social media like LinkedIn, just
Mm-hmm.
scrolling, seeing. But I didn't knew the potential of the LinkedIn at that time. So when I mentioned yes, I use the LinkedIn, but I don't know what you have to do with the LinkedIn exactly. He mentioned like he will train me. So from there, like yes, it was a starting for me, and like I joined there. And what initially they did, they just mentioned like how to do the filters and how to target just 2 or 3 steps. Like it is around 10 to 15 minute session. And then from there, it was up to me, up to the team, like how we are carrying it forward. So my main forte was in the as in the starting, it was from the international market itself. Like as for the company, like they wanted me to work for the international market. So I have worked on that. From there, like I joined, I learned the lead generation process. And then when they saw a good potential in me, like client handling and calls, and then even in the next organization where I joined, so I learned how to do the uh, proposal making, the agreement. Then I was involved in the whole end-to-end sales process. So this is a step-by-step kind of activity that every media should learn to know because what happens usually what I have seen in the market like the sales development guy they say like we don't generate lead, right? We just do the closures. The lead is provided by the lead generation team. But if you are the SDR, you should know like how the lead is exactly getting generated. So you can lead your team and you can just tell them and guide them with your ideas, with your strategies. So you get the good quality lead. So that is with the phase you will learn. We even I learned that, and start from the lead generation and then deep dive into the dive deep into the whole process of how to handle the clients, how to take the calls, what kind of queries they ask, how to answer, and talking about the documentation, you don't need a BA if there is some basic requirements. We have AI tools nowadays. We can do the proposal making
Right,
easily.
right.
So that is the process that every person who are entering into the sales field they should follow.
But that's the plus point when we were started our career. We do not have this kind of the AI tools like the Chat GPT and all. And at that point of time, we are drafting our messages ourselves, right? So we are actually thinking that how and what kind of the message angle that I have to use in my messaging so that the prospect is going to be interested and at least is going to listen me, right? Whether it's a LinkedIn message or the calls or the email. But now in these days, the new SDRs, what they are doing is actually they are just started the copy pasting from the AI tools. Like when I am giving the training to my team, I always says that yes, you can use the AI tools, but give your sense to them. Don't use their
Yes.
sense. Like so, basically, what I mean to say, they have to put the details into there. They have to give their brainstorming ideas that what exactly you want to write from your side first of all, just figure it out and then give to the AI tools just for the refining purpose so that they can refine it, remove the grammatical mistakes and use some like good like vocabs into your messages and that's going to be prepared. But the sense, the logic behind that message, you should prepare yourself. You are not going to ask ChatGPT, so how to approach this particular prospect or what kind of the messaging angles that we can use in this one. You have to think about it while you are doing the prospect in here. So thank you for this insight and the answer of your journey. And before we move forward further with the deep dive questions, I just want to know one thing. Can you please tell me one thing that when you have started your career, that should be for you, that is going to help you to be a successful SDR or you can say AE in the future. So what it can be like in the past, if I ask you.
So earlier, like the organizations that I had joined, so like they just provided me the LinkedIn, right? And just a paid account. So from there, I get the access, like what could be the benefit of those paid accounts.
Mhm.
After that, nowadays, if you see, like earlier, LinkedIn was very free to use, but nowadays there are a lot of restrictions. So apart, you can't be just more inclined towards the LinkedIn. You have to do multiple other things also because there was a time when we were sending 100 or 200 connections a day, but now this is the time where it's a week, 100 or 200 connections a week,
Mhm.
right? So it's about like how we are maximizing the outreach. So for that, definitely with time, we explored multiple other tools like we have been using the Apollo, right? And apart from that, for LinkedIn, we use Lucia to extract the information, and then Zoom Info to get any insights on the company and such other tools. So whatever the freeze in the market, I can say whatever the free trial I could get on different tools, I was using that. And when I get good output from those, like if I see like yes, this is benefiting me and the whole process and even the company, and we are able to get something out of it. Then after that, we move towards that paid version, and then it was very useful. So yes, it took some time because initially not all the resources were not available. With time, we like I explored myself, like what tools could be good. I spoke to multiple other SDRs, my colleagues, and I asked them like what you were doing in your past companies, what tools you were doing, how you were generating the leads. So there was a curiosity in me always, like what big brands are doing, so they are getting a lot of leads. So with all these things, I just kept learning all the tools, all the strategies, everything. So yeah, for the tools, the LinkedIn paid I was using as well as the Apollo majorly, then Lucia. So that's the tools I'm majorly using at that time. But nowadays we have AI tools also.
Okay. So, as we know that in the tech sales now, there is a one of the biggest challenge that every aspiring SDRs and BDRs, even like us who have the experience now, but still we are facing an issue that when we are targeting a new market and promoting a new product or the new services, then the to find the right prospect is always going to be a challenge. So how you are handling this challenge in your organization, you can say.
So if I just take an example of any product, so firstly, as in BDR or SDR, learn your product, right? What you are offering basically, and Just give have a good hands-on the demos you will be providing to the customers. Even if I talk about services, see and learn what your company has done in the past, like gather some good proofs and links, right? So whenever you are on the call, you can just show them to your clients, like, yes, we just listen to their requirements and then understand what you can pitch to them, right? Talking about the like outreach here, uh, firstly is learn your product, then talking about the outreach. So suppose if I want to target a certain industry, if I know a product, so I will know like whom should I target, right? If suppose there is a product called ERP solutions or learning management system, these kind of solutions. So we need to know what field or industry we are targeting. Then in those industry, majorly in LinkedIn and other platforms, what I have seen, decision make like firstly hop on the decision makers like founders, CEOs, CTOs, marketing heads, right? And if I say about LMS, so it's learning and research department.
Mm-hmm.
So like classifying your target audience, like whom you need to target for your solution, who will be the right person. If suppose I'm pitching for digital marketing, so I will reach out to some digital marketing folks who are handling the marketing of the big brands, right? If there is certain thing that is related to customer experience on any website, so I'll again reach to the marketing department and then the you can say the decision makers like CEOs, CTOs, founders, right? So in even in other cases, if you're reaching the decision makers, the C-level persons, they will introduce you to the relevant team members also. Like you can reach out to them, they are the relevant folks, and they will provide you the IDs and contacts, and then you can take the approach accordingly. After that, once you know the industry, then like location is very plays a very crucial role. Like you need to also do some research, like where you are pitching. Is the economy good there? Like if suppose there is LMS, so how many schools are there? Take out a list of those schools and then go into the market and then search and pitch for them. So that is a thing that every BDR and SDR should they need to do.
Okay. Let's say when you're talking about that, we have to run about the product and the services first of all, and we have to understand that what product and what kind of the target audience I have to take care. So according to that, I have to prospect, right? But what happens now if you're talking about any particular product? Yes, you are right, and we can go ahead with like that. Like we have to be able the our ICP and the buyer's persona, and according to that particular ICP, we have to see that from where and how we can got that this kind of the ICPs in the market, and then we have to see where we can fit them, right? But when we are talking about the tech services, now there is a problem. Like let's say for an example, if you are a IT company, if you are in an IT company and you are providing the custom software development solution. So as we know that in these days now, IT terms is the value. Like everyone needs the IT services, right? And to figure it out whether that particular company is actively looking for the custom software development solution or not, that's the like that's a big question. How we can figure it out that whether they are looking for the custom software development solution or not? When you were in this kind of the organization, how you are taking care of these challenges, and like what you exactly do to find out the active prospect who are actively looking for the services? So can you give us
Uh,
like any idea about that?
so whenever I do my initial research, right, so I just hop over the LinkedIn there, right? Then I do the filtering, like what industry I want, what people I want to target, and what location will be that. Once I have the results, then I do the profile screening properly. Like suppose I open top 10 profiles there on the first page itself, right? Then I see and analyze like if this company have their own website or not. So then I can pitch for them to website, right? If they have the website, do they need to revamp? Like it is the part of the initial analysis that everyone needs to do. And then we can do a personalized pitching like, yeah, like, hey, I saw your website and these are the things that I have noticed. Would you like to have a discussion? Are you interested in a revamp? talk similarly in the mobile applications. So majorly e-commerce businesses are there, the fintech brands are there, right? So then we can reach out to those e-commerce brands and fintech brands, and we can ask and check if they have some requirements for the uh, mobile application or marketing services. So yes, it will follow a cold outreach, and then from that cold outreach, you need to make it more personalized after your research, what you are going to pitch to them. So we can't just go randomly and then ask, like, list to multiple services there, like 10 to 12 services, and then they need to choose. So they usually don't reply on those. So we need to just make it more crisp and short and very relevant to them. So they might think, yes, they have studied about and they have researched about me. So that makes it more personalized, and then from there they can just connect with them. And once the connection is accepted, they can just chat with them, and they can fetch their email IDs from the
Mhm.
Apollo itself, and then they can just outreach over the. They can create some data, and then on that data they can just start a campaign. So that practices we can follow.
Yes, definitely. That's going to be work once you find the prospects. Actually, like just you mentioned in the example. But before of that, let's say if we are talking about the core technology solutions, and in that case, now what happens when you are doing the prospecting? What is my suggestion also here? Like you have to figure it out the intents, like the buying intent and the signals you have to follow. Let's say if you're targeting for the AI services, like if your company is developing the AI based products or helping the businesses to integrate the AI solutions into their operation to make it more seamless and smooth. So what happens, you have to figure out whether that particular company is looking for something into the AI and how we can do that. Like if they are let's say if they are hiring someone who is yeah, like the AI experts, or maybe the developers who can work on their AI projects, or the project managers, or the product enhancement manager kind of the profiles is open in their that particular company, then you can understand that okay, maybe they are looking for something in that particular area. And for that reason, if you are going to prospect them, and you are going to draft your messages according to that, and you can just do the research that what exactly that particular company is doing and what kind of the services and they are offering to their end users, and according to that you can figure it out that how the AI can help them to make it more better their services or the product, you can say, and accordingly you can make your pitch or the messages. And when you approach them, definitely they will listen you. The reason behind that, now you are talking something sensible, right? So they will see that, oh yeah, these guys understand my field, these guys understand my industry and all. So they are going to talk to you, and they are going to give you at least the meeting, the initial meeting, so that you can figure it out whether they have those kind of the requirements, and how you can be a good fit for them, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can see like what kind of hirings they are running. Like suppose if they are running hiring for Magento developers, Shopify developers, AI developers,
Mm-hmm.
we can also see if they receive any kind of fundings also. So once if they have received some funding, so they might be interested in digital innovations kind of services. So that we can also do in that cases.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I am trying to mention there. Thank you so much for your insight. And that's exactly how we are going to. This is just one intent that we had just discussed about the hiring trigger, but there are lots of the other intents as well that the new SDRs or the SDRs can follow, and they can figure it out that whether that particular company has a sort of requirement or not, or you can generate a demand there or not. So
Hmm.
parts of the intent, and in further discussion of our podcast, we are going to discuss the further two to three more intents and the triggers that can help the SDS to figure it out whether that particular prospect or the that particular organization is exactly looking for their kind of the services or not. We are using a lots of the tools in these days, right? Like Apollo, Lusa, Zoom Info. There are lots of the tools available. If I ask you that which tool is your preferred one, then which one is that?
I must say it's Apollo.
Apollo, okay. And any particular reason for that?
The database is really good, right? And you can fetch a good data, and it's enriched, like we can do the enrichment. Also, they have some good features there, like you can create the list, you can just export them, you can run the campaigns from there itself.
So what I was asking to you, Sneh, basically about the tools. Like we are using a lots of the tools that is already available in the market, like the Apollo, Zoom Info, Lusa, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So if I ask you which one is your preferred tool, then like what is one of them?
In my view, I think Apollo is my go-to tool. Like whenever I need to find anything, so like whatever I have to do related to sales, so Apollo is the best tool that I am using till now.
Apollo. So if you are using the Apollo, if I ask you the particular any particular region to choose Apollo, because if you are talking about the data in the Apollo, now I heard from a lots of the people and from especially SDRs and BDRs and E's that the Zoom Info is one of the best tool in terms of the data. Like
Mm.
they have the more accuracy than the Apollo and any other tools. So what is the that particular region that is moving you to go ahead with it? Like why you preparing the Apollo? Can you please give us any region so that we can see that and we can have the insights about the Apollo as well.
So like over Apollo, I see like a lot of data is there because I think it's one of the oldest tool. And then you can use it extensively on other platforms, like you can fetch data from the LinkedIn, you can fetch
Mhm.
data from the website. If suppose I'm on a certain website, right, and if the Apollo extension is there, so you just need to click there, it will fetch all the employees detail. You can just click and you can just access the data, and then you can just reach out. You can do the email campaigns from there itself, right? So they have features of drafting the email as per the services you provide, right? So they do some good stuff there. Like if suppose I'm uh, targeting a certain industry, and then they ask two, three questions there, two, three options are there that I just need to fill, and then they just draft the email. So that makes it very convenient, right? After that, you can export that data. You can just use that data for your future references also. And the dialer option is also available in the email campaigns. You will have all the analytics also. So like all the things that I need are there at the one place. Even if suppose I don't have the paid tool of LinkedIn, right? So from there itself, I can just find the LinkedIn links of the profiles that I want, and with just one click, I can just they will it's just redirect to the LinkedIn profile, and then I can reach out to them. Because in the normal LinkedIn account, what happens is like it just shows two, three accounts and then other sections are blurred, right? So it gives a constraint to the new users who don't understand like what to do next. So from the Apollo itself, they can find their LinkedIn links, they can just click and they will be redirected on the profile and they can just pitch out to them. They can
Right.
just connect with them. So I find it very useful for me till now.
Agree to you. Like, yes, you can say that if we are talking about the multiple tools, like they have it at one place, like the email enrichment, and the best part is the analytics of the emails. You can see that what is going to be your open rate and the reply rate and everything, and you can consolidate your multiple emails like at one place, so you can see that who is replying me and what is can be the action. And one more important thing that in Apollo that I liked a lot that they have the also the buying intents over there, and with the help of that buying intent you can see that if there is any company who is actively searching for your industry's keywords or your services keywords, so you can target them properly. And apart from that, the sequence one, like you can create the complete sequence of your particular campaign at one time, so that you have a reminders of your tasks basically, so that you can keep in your mind that at what stage what actual the steps that I need to follow, and even the research that you have did for the prospect, you can mention there, so that when you are following the steps, you not need to go ahead again and do the same kind of the things that you did already. So you have the proper insights over there, and you can follow that, right?
Yeah, they have a lot of filters, I must say, like
Mhm.
what location I want to include, what I don't want to include, what target audience is the positions and the departments I want to target. So they have a good list there, and as I mentioned, like as you mentioned about the buying intent also. So you can just click on that buying intent. You can just select the certain criterias which you find suitable as your customers, the target customer will be, and then the whole data is in front of you. You just need to work on that, and I'm pretty sure like whoever will be entering on this Apollo platform, and they will do their initial work there. They will definitely get something out of it.
Right. And the one thing, like that is actually my the next question, and I just want to know one thing here. As we know
Mhm.
that in India itself, even in Noida, if I'm talking about the Noida, I always say that in Noida, even we have like thousands of IT companies, I can say, small, medium, and large ones, okay, including all. And even if you're talking about like I can say in every street there is an IT company right now, right, who are providing the similar kind of the services like the software development, the mobile application development, and all. And everyone is tapping the same market. Most of them are tapping the USA market, right? And that's why the crowd is a lot out there. Everyone is reaching the same prospect and all. What is exactly the things that helps you to differentiate yourself in front of your prospects, in front of your leads, that they are going to give their time to you? What exactly you do for them?
So for that, like what I usually do is firstly, whenever I'm reaching them, so it's not exactly like the sales pitch, right? So it's more about the personalized way of reaching them, right? If
Mhm,
suppose they recently won any, you can say award, if they just opened a new store, we can
mhm,
just hop into their inbox and congratulate them. So there is an option of anniversaries and birthdays as well as, right? So you can reach out to, you can just have a casual chat over there, right? And with time, like you can just show like what you offer in the market, right? And then once you come over the call, then the second main thing is like your communication. So what
mhm,
I have seen in the market, there is a lot of my customers, like I have worked with international clients, so they face multiple communication barriers as well. So right, so once they find someone suitable, whom from whom they can communicate clearly, whom the person who understands them, who listens them properly, right? So that is another thing. Then you need to build a good credibility, right? So if you are, if even it's a kind of startup, so you must have done some work that you can show to the customers, right? So you can show your work, you can you can share your testimonial of the customers, and then one in the phase of requirement gathering also, if you are doing the good documentation of the features, you are freezing the scopes, you are understanding that, and then taking their approvals, and you are just sharing the whole process properly, right? If talking about the services, what I was usually doing, I was sharing the whole process with them. Like I mentioned them, like I do the proper documentation, you will approve, then we will start with the designing, billing, and after that designing, these are the milestones you have to do, right? So because no one is like fully comfortable in paying in one go, right? So you need to be very clear, you need to be very transparent with them, because it's just the customer is one call away from you, and on that one call you have to give your best about the work you are going to do, about the relationship you are going to build with them. So that is the thing. But yes, it will take some time to generate the lead because the crowd is very the crowd is there is a lot of crowd basically. So then it's about the personalized pitching you are doing to them.
mhm,
Like, some recent follow-ups you need to do, because of what I have seen, about after 3 to 4 follow-ups they respond, and in the out of 100 replies, maybe 10 will be positive at up to some extent, I can say. So we need to find that 10, and from that 10, 2 will close, right? So that is the sales ratio basically. If you have 10 leads in your funnel, if you have 10 prospects, suspects in your funnel, out of those 2% is the closure chances. So you have to do your best and bring it to up to more than 2%, I must say.
Okay, thank you so much for the great insight. That the personalization is exactly the important stuff right now. If you are doing the outreach with the personalization, then yeah, it's a good one. Like people will see and open your email or open your message and see and reply you. But when we are talking about the personalization, I have also a different perspective over here. Like when we are doing the personalization, you like when as you just mentioned that about the border and all the hiring structure or the like making them the congratulation and all, right? But what I see there, like, because we are in the crowded market, so everyone is doing the same story as well. So when we are talking about the personalization, we have to do some dig deep on the particular profile, and let's figure it out that that is the most important for them. Like maybe they have posted something that is where they are talking about their company's new launch of any product or new launch of the services, or if they are talking about anything that is very important for the in the general market. So you can just
Mhm.
figure it out and you can just pull it something fair from there that is going to be very insightful for as well. And you can use that angle to in your message, and that is going to help you when you're drafting
Right.
your messages basically. So right here, the personalization is the key right now, and how differently you are doing it from your competitor, that is the key basically, right?
Yeah. So profile screening is very important, I must say.
Yes,
So
professionalism is very important. Yeah, absolutely. If you have to build the credibility so that your prospect is going to trust on you instead of your competitor, what do you exactly do for them? Like what exactly you do so that you can showcase them that you are the thought leader of the industry and you have that particular credibility that they are looking for.
Mm.
Any idea?
so yeah, yeah, it comes with the experience. Suppose if I'm going on the call, right? And usually the sales leaders or people who are having good experience, they take the calls from on behalf of the team, right? And then from there, once you're on the call, you discuss your requirement to understand that. Then you can mention, like, if you see this is something relevant that you have done in the past, you can just add this in the conversation, right? If
Hmm.
suppose I had some customers from the Arab markets, right? So they are very spectacle, like, because they want to see if we have worked with other clients in the Arab countries or not, right? So if you have good experience, you have worked in that market, you have good expertise, your company have good expertise in that market, then you can showcase that those kind of work to the clients, right? They can just cross verify. If you can give some references as well, because some of the clients ask for the references, so they can just call and they can just confirm with them, they can just email to them. So this that is the other thing that they can do. So once they just get the credibility about, yes, the company is genuine, because in India and majorly I think in Noida and Bangalore, I'm not sure,
Hmm.
but there are a lot of small companies who are doing the frauds, I can say. Customers have lost a lot of money, and then they don't believe in the Indian teams again.
Hmm.
So from there, we can give some personalized, if they are coming up to certain requirement, we can say like what we have done in the past. See, like we will for the initial designing, like we will show you the designs, right? We
Hmm.
will show you, if you like it, then you can go ahead. So it gives them a more trust in us, like, okay, they are someone who can do something, right? And once they see the design, they see the quality of your work, they understand you, then with time the credibility will definitely grow, and they will be your long time customers. Because in one of my customer, they were like I connected with him for marketing services, right? So but someone, like, there are a lot of companies like who have pitched them very low budget. He just chose them, and then he's like, Sneh, I have a chose other company. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We had a call session. We shared some proposal, but after that, after 3 months, I just did the follow up again. Like, how is the services going? How is the marketing going? Something like this, just to get a gist of like if he's satisfied or not. Then he mentioned like, Sneh, it's just a waste of money, and I'm no longer going to work with the Indians anymore. Then I just connect with him. I just mentioned, just let's have another call. I just included my senior manager, or someone who can help me to like to grab that customer to get his
To
attention
build the
also.
trust basically again.
So in many cases, you can just take the hold of your, you can just take the help of your management in that cases. So because they have much more good experience, and for the aspiring SDRs and BDRs, it's very essential. So they can include some person who are more responsible, and like you can say, who are more knowledgeable about the market,
Hmm.
right? So whenever you are stuck in any phase, they can just come there and they can just have their own inputs, and that will definitely help to get that customer. And we worked with that customer, and it's like for a year approx, and he was very satisfied and with good results as well. So it's not always about the money. Initially, customers choose the money, someone who quoted them less, and after that they just say it's a waste of money and we don't want to work together. So that's where it becomes more difficult for us even, because we again have to work harder on gaining their trust. So that is the point where you can like you can grab the customer, you can grab the trust, and you can work with them at a good note.
So if I summarize you, what you're basically doing to build the credibility is exactly that you are asking them that you can provide them the few short sprints, you can say few short deployments. That is very easy to do for your organization, for you as well as for the client, so that they can see, yeah, they have the potential that they can deliver to me. And accordingly, once they have the trust that yes, they have the capability, they have the tech stacks, they have the knowledge about my industry, about like what exactly I am looking for, then they are ready to move forward as well. Right? Yeah, I agree to that as well. So basically, if we give them the confidence, right, that they can trust on us, and the whatever the ROI they are going to get in terms of their investment from us, it should be very high. What are they investing to us? So in that way we can build the trust. So we have to very clear in the masses in our call that okay, see, if you are going to work with us, we are going to provide you these two small modules as in chart, so that you can see that yes, we have the capability, we have those tech stack that exactly you are looking for. And accordingly they can switch on to the final projects. Okay, so yeah, they are ready to go with the full deployment and the development of the project basically, right? So
Yeah,
yep,
even
yes, please go ahead.
suppose if I have any WordPress website requirement talking about the services,
Mhm.
so a lot of WordPress themes are available over different platforms. You can just find and collect two or three good themes, and then you can share like these kind of designs we can create for you for your new website. For so it grabs some attention as well as interest. Then they come, okay, yeah, I like this theme. Can you work on this? Can you create this for me? So this is how like you have to do multiple things in terms of uh, getting the customer to the final billing, or you can say the closures.
Right. So we all know that we are using lots of the tools here, Apollo ho gaya, LinkedIn Sales Navigator ho gaya, everything. And but you also agree to me that the LinkedIn is one of the key tools that we are using a lot in these days. Yeah, every SDR is using most of the time the LinkedIn only to prospect, to figure it out that whom to reach, the company relation and all. So, if I ask you about the LinkedIn, can you please share two or three insights, or you can say, like the best parts of those that particular tool, the LinkedIn tool, that the every SDR and BDR should use to make their prospecting right and approach the prospect accordingly and draft the.
So that is another step. Once that is done, then create your contacts there, right? Just send connections to the relevant people who will just accept it, right? Just don't start randomly pitching to like hundreds of people on the single day, right? So initially you need to build slowly, like two connections a day, five connections a day, 10 connections a day. And like if you're facing any restrictions, then you can use the IDs of your families at that stage, right? So that's what I have done. After that, what you can do, then once your ID is well maintained and you gain some good connections there, then you can do some good postings. You can just create some uh, creatives from the Canva itself about what you are pitching, about the services. Just post those, right? So if anyone is seeing my profile, they will see my post also, like what I'm posting, how active I am there. So these are the things that you have to maintain. And about the pitching, then narrow down to the persons who you are going to pitch. Suppose I usually target to the decision makers there, CEOs, CTOs, CTOs, CMOs, right? Then the location. If you have certain you can say if you are targeting to specific industry, suppose you are targeting in the logistic or the transportation or like hospital as well as the luxury, depends on your preferences what services you are going to pitch. You can identify those. Then instead of just adding the connection note, I don't prefer because it decreases the acceptance ratio what I have seen. You can just randomly send your connection request there. Once that is accepted, just check your profile daily, like how many people have connected with you, and just add a small note of thanks for connecting, and then ask for some small kind of chat you need to do at that stage. And
Just to
from there, then you
trick
can
them that they can reply you, and at least the conversation is started. Basically, that's what you said. Okay,
yes.
and then.
Then, if suppose if there's some prospects that you see like they are not responding but they are good prospects, then you can fetch their details from the Apollo or Lucia that you can do, right? And after that, if suppose at a certain time, like I was uh, reaching out to small IT companies, right, to for the
Mhm.
partnership purposes, so they can just share their requirements. That is another strategy. So you can just directly select the filter of companies, right? You can select the size. If suppose I want to target small level companies, startup companies, one or two with one or 10 people there, that you can do also. And because what happens here is they don't have good bandwidth, right? If suppose they are doing marketing, but they must be getting the requirements of websites also, website
Mhm.
revamps. If they have marketing, maybe they have SEO people, but they don't have PPC guys, right? So you can reach out and you can say like you can share like these are the things I can provide, and whenever there is a requirement, they will definitely connect. If suppose you have some meetings, you have some discussions, even after that, on every occasion, just wish them, just mail them, right? Just a small kind of gesture. So they will just remember, okay, this was the person who's connected with me for this purpose, right? So it's about the consistency, about the follow-ups. And if you see someone has responded with certain requirements, just do the follow-ups, ask them to come over the call, and that is how it works there.
इसने एक चैलेंज जो मैं इनिशियली अपने अर्ली करियर्स में बहुत मैंने फेस किया था, और मैं बस समझना चाह रहा हूँ कि आपने उसको कैसे टैकल किया होगा, क्योंकि मैं इतना तो आई एम जस्ट प्रीटी मच श्योर दैट यू हैड that phase as well. Okay, what happens now? Let's say you have sent a connection request to someone with the personalized note where you didn't mention, you are not being salesy, and you just use some general info or the general comment or something like that, and you sent a connection request. Okay, and that particular guy hasn't accepted your connection request. Now, as you just mentioned that in the second message, still you are just saying, okay, thank you for connecting me and all. Okay. Now, the main point is the comes to the transition. How and when you are transiting that prospect where you are going to give them the sense that, okay, actually I come here, the my exact reason is to come to you, that is my services. Like I just want to offer you my services. So whether you are, have the requirement or not, how you transit that, the cold message, the what I am asking to you, when you're sending someone the connection request, okay, let's say, and you have just mentioned a very simple thing, like you haven't uh, proposed your solution or your offering into your connection request message. Okay, that particular guy has been accepted your connection request, let's say. Now, as he accepted the connection request, you just mentioned that your first message is something like, okay, thank you for connecting, and that's all, nothing else. Now,
Okay.
I just want to ask you that how you transit the prospect, where to come and offer them your services, or you are going to pitch them about your services basically. ट्रांजिशन
Hmm.
आप कैसे करते थे कि अब वो टाइम आ गया है जहाँ पे मैं इसको अपनी पिच करूंगी या करूंगा सर्विसेज की?
Where my profile screening works plays a role,
हम्म।
because suppose someone is connected and I had just messaged them a small message, right? After that, I just revisit their website again and I see like what potential I can see basically.
हम्म।
Suppose they have a website, just a small example, right? And I see it's not good as per the current market standard. Then I just visit to them again in the chat, and then I start communicating about like, yes, Hey, I have seen your website. Is this along with the link also, right?
Mhm.
So it makes more credibility, right? So this is not a just message or just a copy and paste. They have actually seen. You can just point out two, three points that you see, like, okay, these could be the thing that you can do, right? So if they mention like, okay, yes, something like this, then we can see, then we can come up to that point. Okay, so these are the offerings I also provide, right?
Mhm.
So from there, then I connect. Even in case of if suppose they have some good websites, e-commerce website, I
Mhm.
ask, I use some online tools also to see what
What
kind
type
of
of things
traffic.
that they're using? Mm.
So if you see like they have some bad traffic or just zero, you can say,
Mm.
even if they have some Instagram or LinkedIn page or website, they usually mention those pages, right?
Mhm.
So I just visit those pages again and then I can see what kind of activities are going on, how frequently they are posting. And
Mm.
then just I just create my pitch there. Like I have observed your website and social medias. Uh, I was eager to know if you are interested in the marketing services for your social media we can do this and for your website we can do this and at least I try to like at least for 3 months they come up with a contract, right?
Mhm.
Once after 3 months we see some good results because in any services if it's about tech say if it's about website or marketing or the product, at least 3 months of commitment is required what I have seen, right? After 3 months they get a better sense like what exactly they are getting. Even for the marketing, the SEO, the ranking cannot be there in just 1 month, right? So at least 3 months of commitment is required. Then, if they show any interest in that case, so definitely we just connect and discuss the further thing. So the
Okay.
research plays a role here, the profile screening and those kind of things. If
Mm.
they say like, oh, no, we don't need these kind of services, then I mention my other services also. Like these are the other things that I can do. So if there is something, then we can connect. So if so, that is just the hit and trial kind of thing. So we are reaching out, we are sharing, we are discussing, and then if they find it something useful, even if you see like someone, some people may have seen your message, but they are still not responding, right? So either they can say no, right? But either they can, or they can just ignore it. If they're ignoring, just do 2 to 3 follow-ups in a like in a day, like in a week, you can do 2 follow-ups, right? And then if they're interested, they will definitely reply. If they are not, they will also say no. So after 3 or 4 follow-ups, you can say you will get an idea like if this prospect is right or right for you or not.
Mhm. Right. And I just want to mention one thing that we already had a 1 hour, and still I have 2 to 3 more questions in my bucket. So I hope you don't mind if we go ahead with that. Do you have the time,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's like we are talking about the LinkedIn, right? And if we are talking about the emails, you know that the emails open it is dramatically down in the last few years, right? And you know that the open rate are reduced, the reply rates are too much reduced. The email service providers has restricted lots of things. Now the emails are getting like dropping into the spam and junks most of the time. Like the deliverability issues are also there, right? Like it is not the time just that we had the like 4 or 5 years ago, right? So a lots of the things has been changed in there. I am not going into deep with those things like about the openet and all, but if I ask you that when you are drafting any email to your prospect to approach them, what are the key things that you will keep in your mind while drafting your message? So can you please just give us a light on that?
Okay. So while drafting the email, firstly to avoid it like from getting into the junk or spam, right? You
Mhm.
need to make it very concise, right? There are tools that you can use in the email marketing, right? What you can do if suppose we can create sequences, right? Sequence
Mhm.
one, sequence two. In those sequences, we can create the step one, step two, step three, right? In step one, what you can do, you can create 2 to 3 templates, right? So for different customers, for different data, the different messages sending from there. So
Mhm.
that is the thing, like you are not doing the same template, right? So you need to change your template time by time. And in case you are using the automation tool, so there is an option of creating the steps. A/B testing, we say that, right? So you
Hmm.
can create two, three steps there, and then you can, after that, you need to create the follow-up. The subject line should not be kind of salesy, right? And your message, your email, the email body should be very short and crisp, right? Like within, I can say within 100 words, you can say as much as short you can do, right? Then it should include your CTA also, like the booking link you can say, or something. If you want them to answer, if you are putting your link, that is great. But sometimes what happen, your schedule doesn't match the others as well. So you can ask for their schedule also, right? And what value you are going to provide with your service or with your product, you need to mention in a very short message, right? If suppose I'm targeting to a certain industry, suppose luxury, so I just mention 2 to 3 lines of what I'm going to add as a value with our product to you. And then this is the CTA. What we are, I'll say just let's connect for 15-minute demo there. Then there is the link. If link doesn't match their schedule, then they can just propose their own time. So it should not include a lot of links, because lot of links also cause spamming issue there, right? And try to use different templates. 2 to 3 templates work well, and don't send a lot of message at one go. Like there should be some gap, right? So in my we are using automation tools, so there is some gap of around 100 second, 200 seconds, right? So it doesn't detect it to be spam activity. So these are the things I follow in the part of the email campaigning.
Great, great,
And
great.
even if you're not using automation tool, so you can send 10 or 50 messages. It depends on what kind of email ID you have. If you have a very fresh or new ID, then of course you have to limit your activities. If you have a good old ID, right, who is well warmed up, yes, the warming up of the ID is also necessary, because in automation tool also you will get some warm up emails, right? So it will automatically send you, and it will automatically respond
Right,
with a
right.
certain your emails, and the warm up will go on. So
Hmm.
it enhances the domain credibility there also. And use your domain IDs, some domain IDs you can create and use those instead of using the fake Gmail IDs, I must say. So that is the another thing. Yeah. So that's all, like majorly warming up using
Hmm.
good email IDs. If those are new, just warm up properly. Just give it 10 to 15 days to warm up properly, and then start mailing. And if you're mailing, just take some time gaps there, and then mail just if you suppose you have 5,000 of data, so just don't do 5,000 at one day. Just create a set of data and then send it. Like if suppose in 1 hour I send hundreds of contacts, then after 2 3 hours then I can send again. But in case of automation, it's all there. Like you set the limit, time limit, the email limits, the warm up emails, everything, and it just automatically sends. You can
Yes, yes.
use the automation tool also.
Yes, yes. There are lots of the warm-up tools as well available in the market, like the smart lead you can use for the warming up email. They are also providing you the trial for the 7 days, I believe, right now, but you can use that. And in the Apollo itself, there is the option to warm up your inboxes, so you can use that as well. Okay. So for our audience, please, whenever you are creating the new domain emails, please, first of all, please warm up your email inboxes. If you are directly going to send the marketing emails to them, your email deliverability is very going to be very bad, and sometimes you are getting blocked by the service providers as well. So please do the warm up first of all. And I like your insight, Sneh, and that's the what the practical insight that you had shared, that comes along with the when you're doing the things practically in your KRA, then only you have this kind of the insight. So thank you so much for sharing this kind of the things to our audience. One more thing that I would like to understand from you about the objections. We all salespeople are handling a lots of the objections, but I just want to know two or three top objections that you are handling in each day. Can you please just share a few objection and how you are handling those?
Mainly the objections are like the cost is too high, right? Another
Okay.
is like we don't have the budget.
Uh,
Then interested to work with Indians, like what I have listened a lot of times there.
Hmm.
So restrictions are these, I must say, and majorly it's either it's about budget or it's about the because location as well. Because while working in the international market, I have seen they are more need to work with the companies who are into their state or region basically. So they don't really want to outsource. So that is the
Hmm.
another thing. So these kind of objections we faced a lot, but in India, we provide services at a very reasonable price, I must say, right? Like if as compared to their US or UK, the prices are there are very very expensive. The resources are very expensive. So from there, these kind of objections arises, but yes, still we have to work on those. We still have to encounter those, and providing a value proposition or adding the value to the customer like and even we can showcase yes we have worked with these clients in the past who are from your region and the outputs have been great, so that is the thing, the major objections are there.
Hmm. And just because of the sometimes now what happens, we also heard this kind of the objection that I am not interested right now, or maybe right like I don't want to outsource as you just mentioned. And there are other objections as well. But what I say that every objection is not exactly the objection. There should be a reason behind that. Why the customers, why the clients or prospects are saying this. So we have to figure it out. Let's say if they are saying that we don't want to outsource their project our project to the Indian companies or to the Indian like the Indian IT companies. So in that case, you have to figure it out. What is the something that happens back to them in the past? Why they are thinking like that? Is the time difference that we had? Is the like is the data protection that they are worried about? So if you are exploring the objection deeply, you will be understand the what is the right reason of that particular objection, and if you got that particular answer from your prospect now, then you have the win-win solution for you. Like then you can handle the objection very perfectly, and when you are handling the objection perfectly and you are answering the objections perfectly, then you are you are going to win the deals as well, according to me. And the one more important thing is that whenever you are getting the objections, you always have to be like, as I just mentioned, you have to figure it out that what are the reason behind that particular objection as well. So once you figure it out, then you can you can give the proper answers to your prospect and the clients. And the second thing is that um, what I must say, when we have the clear objections, now we have the clear answers as well. And if you have the clear answers, the prospect is going to listen. And most of the time, also try to handle the quite common objection in your messages as well. Whether you are on the call, then please be prepared that what are kind of the common objections that you can be listened by the prospect on that particular call, or if you are doing the emails or the LinkedIn messages, you must think about it that what are the if I am sending this message, that what kind of the objection that can come through from them. And if
Mhm.
you already handling those in your messages, then it's a good for you. So these are the things that we had already discussed, and thank you so much for all of the insights that you have shared. I just want to close this podcast with one more thing, that is the big elephant in right now here, that is the AI. We all SDRs are using the different AI tools now in these days, right, to
Mhm.
reduce our manual works and all. So I just want to ask you, is there any AI tools that you are using the most, and what is the reason behind that, and how you are using that particular tool, if you can answer that?
Majorly, I'm using everyone is using Chat GPT, right? So Chat GPT majorly I'm using to personalize my emails, to write the good email drafts,
Mhm.
even for the WhatsApp messages. Like I outreach over the WhatsApp also. So WhatsApp message another thing, and then over LinkedIn also. If suppose I have a set of data like about the introduction of the company, and I want to make it more crisp and small, so so the customer don't have to read the whole paragraph with just 3 to 4 lines, they will understand. So then that we can do. So ChatGPT is the thing. Another is if you are creating some images or creatives, so you can use Canva also, right? So the AI functionality is also there, that you can create the some good images and then you can share with your clients also at
Mhm.
the time of opinions, at the time of pitching the services that you can do. So majorly, I'm using ChatGPT. Apart from that, Gemini is one of those also. Nowadays, it's very trending. So Gemini, I also use.
Hmm. Right. So we all are using the AI, like the Chat GPT and the Gemini, and I am also using a lot the Gemini and the Chat GPT. And
Mm,
the best part is from my side, if I for my audience exactly and you as well, like uh, you can use the AI tools like the Chat GPT to do the deep research on your prospect actually, which one takes a
right.
lot of time earlier when we don't have this kind of the tools. So basically, you can guys can use these tools to do the deep research. Like if you have a prospect who recently went into any broadcast, let's say, and you want to figure it out that the summary of the podcast, because we do not have the time to watch that to particular podcast for the 2 hours, right? And it's going to take lots of the time. So what
Mhm.
just can use the AI tool and you can summarize that podcast in just 50
Right, right.
minutes and then you can figure it out whether that podcast is useful or not and how you can use that particular podcast for your messaging or approaching that particular prospect.
Yes.
Apart from this, like when we are talking about the AI tools, about the Chat GPT, Gemini, and all, the one common thing that scalability, okay,
Mhm.
activity trap, I must say, you know that when we are also talking about the personalization and all, I have seen that the SDRs are stuck into doing the personalization. Even like they are spending a lots of the time on a single prospect, like 2 to 3 hours a day, or even sometimes more than that. And like at the end of the day, they are not even able to book a meeting with them. Okay, after spending
Mhm.
of the time. So this is the kind of the activity when we are talking about the personalization, actually to find out the personalization angle, we have to do the deep research. And for doing the deep research, we need to spend a lots of the time, right? So
Yes.
what how exactly you are maintaining your time, your schedules in a day, that's you are not going to be stuck in the activity trap and your pipeline is still moving. So what do you exactly do for that?
Okay. So talking about the AI tool here, so as you mentioned, like yes, we can use those tools. If suppose I'm taking the client calls, right, we are recording it. So there are a lot of tools that if suppose you are taking calls over Google or Teams or Zoom, so you can just record those meetings from. There are AI tools who creates the transcripts also, right? So you will get the call summary. So in this way, the AI tools are very useful. So we don't have to write the meeting notes by ourselves, right? So we will get the minutes of meeting from there itself. Even if we are adding this audio into the recording into this chat GPT also. So this will create the minutes of meeting.
Mhm.
Even if we have rough minutes of meeting, if I must say, so I can just write those pointers and it will craft the email for me from there. And other services like there are tools like for email automation is there, right? So I
Mhm.
just create campaign once in a month and it runs automatically from there. And whenever I check it regularly and if I see I receive response, then I just work on those leads. So this is like eliminating my manual work from there itself. Another thing is like data scraping. So once in a month, just extract a good amount of data that you are going to work on. So for data extracting, you can use that Apollo, as I mentioned. And then for the whole month, you are using even over the Apollo, and there are some tools which are providing the LinkedIn automation also. So it also cut that manual work and it will automatically send the connection notes. But yes, it will lack the personalization there then, definitely. But if you want to reduce the manual work, so there are a lot of automation tools that are available. And I follow the practice like I divide my time whole day in for some first half for the LinkedIn activities and the email activities. Then I book my calendar for the client calls also, and then like whatever I have to send, I just take the help of chat gpt and then it just creates the email for me in just 5 seconds, 10 seconds, the perfect email. So these are the practices that you can use with the help of these AI tools or the other tools, and you can minimize or reduce your manual work. And this will help you to, you can say, increase your efficiency and you can park your more time on other activities that are more priority for you, and that will be very helpful. Suppose even uh, suppose I have discussion for a travel management app, right? So I don't have to go and Google for the features and everything. I can just chat GPT, I can just add this query over the chat GPT, it will collect the features for me, and I can just share those features with my clients instantly without taking a lot of manual work, right? And so from there the client gets more trust also, like okay, they are very quick, they have shared the features with me, they understand my requirement. So use this wisely, because sometimes we say like do smart work than hard work, right? So do work hard but smartly, so that we need to follow.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Sneh, for all of your time. And just before we end of this podcast, I'm again saying that just before of end of this podcast, and I'm again coming up with a question. So I'm sorry, this is going to be a last for sure. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so you had to give just one piece of the advice to the audience that who are going to start their career in the, especially in the tech sales. Then what
Mhm.
from your side?
Firstly, if you are into the tech sales, and be ready to interact with lot of people. So the person who are into the tech sales, because I'm in the tech sales, so I just learned and I just love to interact and communicate with the clients, either it's national or international. Sometimes they can be very rude, right? But sometimes they will be very, very polite, very good. They will appraise you. They will just write and say good words for you, and I have seen that. And when you receive such kind of feedback, and from your team also, when you do closures, you bring money for the company in dollars, I must say. So it gives them more confidence and more happiness. So but yes, it's time taking. So the process in sales is, it needs patience. You need to be good listener, and the communication skill should be top notch there. And even if someone is getting rude, just polite, and just do your best in any case, and love your profession, love your work. If you love doing the sales, bringing the closures, communicating and interacting with different people, you will definitely do great in this field.
Great insight. Thank you so much, Sneh. Thank you so much for your time being here. And I must say that after lots of the discussion, definitely audience is going to get some good insights out of it, and they are going to use it. And again, once again, thank you so much. Your practical insights are really good, and I must say that that kind of the insights can be only with the person who are doing it practically.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time again, and have a nice day. Okay.
Thank you, Tarun, for this opportunity. And I hope this will prove to be very useful for the aspiring SDRs and the BDRs.
Sure, definitely that.
Okay, sure.